With the rise of the show Invincible, it's time we take a look at the source material, and I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, what is Omni Man's origin? So I'm sitting here with the comic, Invincible Volume 1, and we're going to look at Nolan telling Mark about his origin on the planet Viltrum. And this is good. Here he's describing what his origin is like, where he's from, and what his duty is to protect the Earth. To get right into it, the scene where Nolan talks to Mark about his superpowers is longer in the book than it is in the movie. Okay, son. You may have noticed by now that I'm not like normal dads. I've avoided the subject for far too many years, and your mother and I have decided that it's time you knew the truth. We think you're old enough for me to tell you where I really come from. Billions of miles from here, out in deep space, is the planet Viltrum, a cool blue oasis alone in a solar system much like our own. I was born on this planet. Its people are not completely unlike humans, although they and I have abilities in addition to what humans have. We can fly, move at super speed, and possess great strength by human standards. Viltrum was a planet that had achieved a perfect global society. There was no illness, no murder, no war. It was a relative utopia. With no conflict at hand, our High Council refused to let our society become complacent. Council members argued that rather than revel in our newfound perfection, we should take it upon ourselves to ensure that other races, lesser developed than our own, should be allowed to develop to our level of advancement. It was agreed upon unanimously. Shortly after the High Council had approved the idea, the World Betterment Committee was formed. The first step of the initiative was to locate other planets that were in a crucial stage of development. Planets that were far enough along that the possibility of greatness was there, but were not so far along that their outcome was already decided. The second step was to install global defense systems to protect the planet from spaceborne menaces, both natural and unnatural, that might prevent the survival of the civilization. The final step was to send a team of scientists down to the planet's surface to assist in the advancement of the civilization's technologies. This team would stay behind on the planet, monitoring its progress. Word traveled around our planet about how much good the World Betterment Committee was doing. Soon it was the most popular profession on Viltrum. Of course, when I came of age, I signed up for duty. I was on the search committee. My job was to locate and suggest planets that might be eligible for our interference. By then, the operation had been expanded and perfected. I was stationed on a mobile base that traveled from planet to planet as we discovered them. I was in my third year of service when I discovered Earth. I convinced the committee to do a physical inspection of the planet. During the long journey to Earth, I used our long-range sensors to study the planet and the civilization that lived there. By the time we arrived, I had grown fond of Earth and the people on it. I was fascinated by the achievements they had accomplished in such a short time. I pleaded for authorization to add Earth to our betterment schedule, but it was deemed too crude and not developed enough for our interference. I refused to give up and offered an alternative solution. I volunteered to relocate to Earth and be its sole protector, dedicated to the survival of its civilization. Due to Earth's location in such a remote area of the universe, I was warned that there might not be any chance of returning. I went anyway. No amount of research could have prepared me for what I would experience upon my arrival. Earth was a vibrant nest of individuality. I marveled at the people I saw as they scurried about their daily lives. It was there, among the people, that I instantly knew I had made the right choice. I might have even forgotten what my mission on Earth was, had I not been so abruptly reminded. With my mission clearly at hand, I went to work. The people on Earth needed someone to keep them safe, and I was here to protect them. It was less than a month before I met your mother, but that's a story for another time. But he's not done yet. Nolan is a good father, and he explains to his son that he could get powers too, just like in the TV show. I know this is a lot to take in at one time, but you're old enough to know the truth, and unfortunately, I'm not done yet. On top of all this, there's more. You see, you're getting older, son. Things are going to start to change for you in a few years. As you hit puberty, you're going to start to get acne. Your voice will start to crack and eventually change. You'll begin to grow hair in strange, new places. You're going to start looking at girls in a whole new light. There's a good chance that you're going to develop superpowers. Super strength, super speed, flight, the whole bit. All the powers I have. Mark, do you understand? Wow, I'm going to be able to fly? The narrative then cuts to Mark lying in bed. Yeah, I can fly, he says to himself. And this has been the origin of Omni Man, read to you from Invincible Volume 1. I am working on a review of Invincible Volume 1, the comic, but please comment below if you would like for me to do more reviews of the comics or maybe the show. Please remember to subscribe to my podcast and YouTube channel. Until then, peace and victory, have a good week, and I will catch you on the next upload.